Yo, what's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, it's raining out here. We still gonna do it. We still gonna record. So I showed y'all this papaya tree, you know what I'm saying, the other day. Let's go over here. I just found this out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no lie, I haven't been back here. You know, my children, they be playing back here and everything, but this is like, well, actually, this is my third time, but you know, this past week, it was my first time coming up here. But right here is the soursop tree, and being that these bugs right here have gotten to them, so you can't pluck those. That's another soursop tree. Then we have coconut trees back here, coconut trees in the front yard, banana tree. This is what the South used to be in America. You got all of this land, man. It's land all back there too. But that's somebody else's property. You know what I'm saying? Normally it's monkeys through these trees, but they're not present at this time. But yeah, man, this is real living right here, man. Real living. Look at this. Can you hear it? Can you hear the ocean? Behind all those trees up there, you know what I'm saying, is where the beach is at. This is real living, man. Let's go over here real quick to this tree. And it's raining. Oh man, it feels so good out here. It was hot today. Hot today. I'm glad it's cooled off a little bit. Let's go ahead and set this tripod up and we're gonna get to work. We're gonna get to work. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? Doing all right? When I first got here, man, I was feeling myself, no lie, you know? I had ate for the first time off a starfruit tree, a starfruit. You know, I found me a farmer, you know, and the guy was coming to the house and giving us real fresh organic watermelons, pineapples, fruits and vegetables and everything, right? Then I moved out to the mountain and I experienced plucking pineapples out of the ground, eating them, you know what I'm saying? And what else? Water apples and drinking fresh spring water right out of the stream, you know what I'm saying? There was a stream in the backyard, you know. I mean, and you know, I continue to eat my fruits and vegetables. I found another dude that had a farm. And now I'm here, you know, we have a papaya tree right here. Papaya trees, plural. We have, you know what I'm saying? I just showed you the soursop tree. The banana trees in front of the house, you know what I'm saying? We just cut down some bananas just like last week, you know what I'm saying? And we're waiting for them to ripen, and we're gonna eat that. Those bananas, that is. I mean, this is the life, man. And I just thought that I was doing something new, and it just dawned on me like, yo, hold up, man. You ain't doing nothing new. This is how you're supposed to live, for one. And for two, our elders, our ancestors always taught us to live off the land. They always taught us on how important it is to be one with nature and to be independent. And that's real talk, man. And I just reflect back on like living in America, in specific the South, and how I used to go down south in the summers to visit my grandmother before I eventually moved down for good. Visit my grandmother, my grandfather, and how the summers, you know what I'm saying, my grandmother would go out to the farm and visit the strawberry patch, and she would come home with seeded grapes, seeded watermelons, seeded honeydew melons, seeded cantaloupe, and strawberries, and I mean, she used to just let them sit out on the table. They never went bad like how fruits and vegetables go bad nowadays. You know, this was our way of life. And we gave it up. We gave it up. We walked away from our way of life and we walked into the big city, the big cities. And now we're living a big city life. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, the South is nothing but an extended version of the North. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? The South, places like Charlotte, Raleigh, North Carolina, you know, Jacksonville, Florida, Atlanta, and the list goes on. Straight up. There's no such thing as Southern hospitality. There's no such thing as neighbors being neighborly anymore. No one knows their next door neighbor. Straight up. There's no such thing as communities. Straight up. That's real talk, man. You know, back in the days in the South, we used to grow our own food. Back in the days in the South, we used to hunt, you know, for our meat. Kill our meat. Then cut it, clean it, take the internal organs out. Clean up the meat, chop it up in different parts. And for whatever meat that we didn't eat that day, we had a deep freezer. We put the meat in a deep freezer. We didn't depend on what you call supermarkets. Food was never meant to be a commodity. Straight up. There shouldn't be a food industry. There shouldn't be a price on the essential things that we need in life or that are very necessary in order to sustain, such as food. The other two being shelter and clothing. That's real talk, man. The South used to be a place where we were totally autonomous and independent. We lived in communities at one point in time where we used to deliver our own babies. We had a seamstress down the block. We had a shoemaker down the block. We had a farmer up the hill. We had a butcher down the hill. We had someone that was that could if you broke your leg or if you got bit by a snake or something like that, they will be able to take care of that. Now you may call them a doctor or a nurse or whatever. We had we had welders, we had carpenters. We depended on one another, but you don't see that in the South anymore. You don't see that in the South. And it was all by design. For us to be totally dependent on the system. That same system that has destroyed black families in specific. Now the mother says that they don't need a man or they don't need the father in the home. But back in the days, the mother and the father was needed in the home. We saw just how important the important role that the mother played just as well as the father played in our house. And it's just crazy to me, man. South ain't the South anymore. It's just not. Where I'm living at is the South. The next door neighbor, she got chickens, hens, and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We a little bit more bougie, you know what I'm saying? We got the washer and dryer. They over there, they keeping it old school. They got the semi-automatic washer and no dryer. They still hanging out their clothes out to air dry. See, that's the problem. We thought that living in these big cities, you know what I'm saying, and being sophisticated was way more superior or better than what our ancestors taught us. Which our ancestors taught us right, to live off the land, to be one with nature. Nowadays, animals, you know what I'm saying, the birds and the deers, they don't like us. They don't come up to us like how they used to. They fear us because every time they see us, we're eating one of their family members. The cows don't like us. The chickens don't like us. The pigs don't like us anymore because the only relationship that we have is them being food on our plate, which is ridiculous. But we were too sophisticated. We too sophisticated and too bougie nowadays. We don't want to live the old way of life. We want to live in the big cities. You know what I'm saying? When we drive big fancy cars. We don't want to go out there and hunt our food anymore. We don't want to grow our own food. We want to go to the supermarket and purchase our food. We ain't got time for that shit. We got careers that we want to pursue. We got goals. You know what I'm saying? We're in competition with one another, playing the melanin recessive man's games, which is crazy to me. I'm glad I gave that shit up. I'm glad that I did. You know, oftentimes I get this in the comment section of my videos that I do when I'm talking about, you know, the country that I'm living in and how my life is so dope, how I'm eating off the land and plucking fruit from the tree and all the rest of that. People will say, man, you were always bragging about this and that and so forth and blah, 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 blah. And you always putting it in our face and this and that and so forth. Well, first and foremost, I'm not putting anything in your face. What I'm doing is trying to motivate you and inspire you to do the same thing that I'm doing. Because none of this shit is new. This is something in particular, I'll speak on behalf of the Black community. This is something that our ancestors passed down from one generation to the next. And I am properly saying generation. I'm saying it for a reason. So don't be like, oh, he's mispronouncing generation. No, generation. This is what was taught to us. And this was what was taught to us so that we can teach our kids that. You understand? But then again, you know what? I am bragging. I am being arrogant because I got sick and tired of hearing people brag about their fucking fancy clothes, their goddamn cars, the houses that they live in, the Build-A-Bear houses that they live in, the cookie cut communities that they live in. Because if a tornado or a hurricane hit that shit, it's good as gone. I got tired of people bragging about meaningless shit that they can't take with them when they die, when they transition. You goddamn right. So I wanted to stand up and be proud of my lifestyle and to give Mother Earth her credit where credit is due. Because if it weren't for her, we wouldn't be alive. We wouldn't be able to live in these big cities. We wouldn't be able to thrive. And that's real talk. Don't you ever think that the melanin recessive man or just man is in control, period. Because let me tell you something. If Mother Earth decided that she wanted to bring about a tsunami, an earthquake, or any type of natural disaster, we all out of here. Straight up. We need to get back in tune with nature. I'm telling you, this is my word. I know y'all gonna sit there and say, man, this dude has lost his goddamn mind. I'm telling you, man, I shook a tree's hand the other day. This is my word. And I know you're gonna say, trees don't have no hands and this and that, so forth. I'm telling you, I put my hand out and I said, yo, pleased to meet you. First, I hugged the tree. And then I said, pleased to meet you. And I extended my hand out and the tree branch came down and a leaf touched my hand. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to be like, man, miss me with that BS, man. Miss me with that BS, man. Ain't no such thing as no tree, this and that, so forth. Just because you're disconnected with nature and I'm connected, don't think that it's not real. Just because you don't have no connection with her, or with the trees, or with the animals. Just last what it was about. No. Let me be factual. 2 weeks ago, a deer, and everybody knows that this is very uncommon. A deer came right up to our doorstep, and my children pet the deer. Matter of fact, I talked to the natives around here, and they were like, yo, it's uncommon for a deer to do that. But the deer came up to our doorstep, and my children pet the deer. And I went and got some leaves to try to feed the deer, and the deer sniffed it, and it was like, nah, I don't want that shit. And then it walked away. But it stayed in the front yard, eating whatever leaves that they, he or she chose to eat. See, this is the problem. We trying to figure out why our lives are such a distraught. It's because we weren't made are built to live in these fucking cities. The South was meant to be just what it was. And if it wasn't broke, I don't know why the fuck we tried to fix it. Now the South ain't no different than the North. The only difference is accent. That's it. Other than that, the Southern people live just like how the Northerners live. Dependent on the system. And people keep on talking about how the system is broke. It ain't broke. The system was created by malicious men. And their intent to, they created the system with the intentions of suppressing you or us. That's real shit. So the system is not broke. Matter of fact, the system needs to be broken down, and the people that built the system need to be jailed or unalive, to be real with you. We need to get back to our roots. Literally, we need to get back to our roots. And that's real shit. What does it say in the Bible? I'm not a Bible reader. I'm not a Christian or nothing like that. I know that you all go by the Bible. This is the reason why I quote Bible scriptures. But what does it say in the Bible? It says, honor thy mother and thy father in order that your days be prosperous. We're not honoring our mother and our father, or rather our elders, when we walked away from the land. The land was our ticket to freedom. Real shit. The land was where you could put a seed in the ground and you'll be able to grow your freedom. That's real shit. Now what you put in your body, you got to trust what the food industry says that's on the back of the box of the food that you purchase, or the back of the package of the food that you purchase. So if they say, oh, it's organic, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no choice but to believe it. You want to know why? Because you wasn't at that farm to see that your food was grown organically or not. So our ancestors was right. The elders were right. And we were 100% fucking wrong when we walked away from our old way of life, our traditions and our values. My great aunts, man, I remember when I was younger, I used to look at them like they were stupid. I was like, what the fuck y'all still got a wooden stove for? They got electric stoves out there. But guess what? When the lights go the fuck out, and all you got is a wooden stove, and you put wood in there in order to heat that fucking wooden stove up, you don't need no motherfucking lights to do that. You don't. I used to look at them like they was crazy because they had a garden, they had fucking fruits, and they was growing fruits and vegetables out in the backyard. Now I don't look at them like that anymore. Because if anything happens where any of these supermarkets, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, Publix, I'm talking about in America that is, whether it be Publix, a Food Lion, Harris Teeter, Aldi's, Sam's Club, Super Walmart, Super Target, any of these fucking grocery stores shut down, that's the end of your food. Where you gonna get your food from? We are totally dependent on them. And our ancestors taught us better. See, I fell for that okie doke bullshit in the North when my stepsisters and friends that I had up in the North would tell me, oh yeah, the South is slow and this and that and so forth. No, the South ain't slow. The South ain't stupid. The South was slow, meaning that's how life's supposed to be. Life doesn't supposed to be on a speedy thing. You don't supposed to live life fast. You're supposed to live life and embrace and enjoy it by the minute, by the second, by the first. And I intentionally said that and meant it. The Southerners wasn't stupid. They never were stupid. They knew it. They were far more superior and smarter than the Northerners were. And that's real shit. The Southerners knew that they have to be that they have to be independent. These were your first business owners. I got people in the comments section of my video. They tell me, and all is relevant, hear me out. They tell me, man, you talking about living down where you living in that country and all, and you always talking about how you growing your own food and you got this and you got that, but you totally dependent on YouTube checks and American money. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Please, you hold on, let me check and see if you in America. Oh, you are in America. So let me get this right. You don't depend on other countries? Like, so you mean to tell me that America doesn't get its produce from Mexico? You mean to tell me that America doesn't get its appliances and electronics from China? From foreign countries? Miss me with that bullshit. Most of the stuff that you have in your house came from another country. Came from another country. It was imported from another country into the United States of America. This is the reason why all of your food and your appliances and electronics is going up, because there's tariffs on it. America does not produce and manufacture really nothing that you own. Your cars are foreign. Your cars are manufactured and produced in Mexico. Miss me with that bullshit. So, yeah, okay. I depend on, for the moment, I depend on American currency, not just, YouTube. I mean, I make money other places, but yes, I depend on American currency. My question to you is what appliances, what do you, no, let me take it back. So you only depend on American products? So everything that you have inside your house, the clothes that you put on your back, the car that you drive, the cell phone that you use, the food that you eat, was all manufactured in America. I thought so. Miss me with that bullshit. You see, I have HI. HI is far more superior than artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence needs HI. So if you don't know what the acronym is, it's HI, human intelligence. You see, in order for artificial intelligence to be artificial intelligence or have some type of intelligence, our human intelligence had to create artificial intelligence. Human intelligence has to program artificial intelligence in order for it to have some sort of fucking damn artificial intelligence. In other words, what I'm saying is artificial intelligence is not smarter than human intelligence. It's not. I mean, if it is, then I just want to ask Gemini, Alexia, or whatever name y'all motherfuckers go by, artificial intelligence that is, who built the pyramids? And the next question after that is, since you intelligent AI, you should be intelligent enough to duplicate the pyramids in Giza. Straight up. And I got another question for you too. Being that the American economy is fucked up, and America's about to collapse, you should be able to solve the problem of the American economy. Like, why is it that it's crazy? I could do this shit all day. Why is it that if artificial intelligence is so smart and so superior to human intelligence, why is it that politicians are not relying on artificial intelligence or AI to make decisions up on Capitol Hill? So miss me with that bullshit. I know someone's plural, that are far more intelligent than artificial intelligence and the human intelligence that I have, and that's my elders. Because they told us how important the land was, and we walked the fuck away from it. And now look at us suffering. Now we are being controlled, or we're under the control of a man, a melanin recessive man at that can't stand under the sun for long periods of time without some type of coating on his or her skin. A mutated gene. Because the sun is part of nature. We are all photosynthetic beings. We can't do without the sun. But you have a man and a woman that can't stand under the sun for long periods of time, and we have to obey them. That's crazy to me. Carbon people that can stand under the sun, and the sun is good for us. We absorb the nutrients that the sun gives us. We're slaves to them? The melanin recessive beings? Yeah, okay. That's what we get. That's what we get for disobeying, disrespecting our ancestors. We walk the fuck away from them. They've been telling us the truth ever since they've been writing the shit on the walls called hieroglyphics. And it ain't even called hieroglyphics because that's sacred carvings, and that's a Greek term. Because the Greeks renamed every fucking thing. So now we don't call Osiris, we don't call Osiris Asar, which that's his real name, not Osiris. We don't call Isis Aset. We call her Isis, which is her real name is Aset. We walked away. And we deserve all the pain that we going through right about now. Because we still have an opportunity and a chance to go back to the South. It may not be, going back to North Carolina, but going somewhere where you can grow your own fucking food. Where you can live off the land. And don't tell me no bullshit that you can't do it. All things are possible. That's real shit. That's real shit, man. I'm going to listen to my ancestors. Because every time I don't listen to them, I wind up in a fucked up situation. They've been telling me for the longest, man, indirectly, yo, come home. Come home. Mother Earth, I've been hearing her say, come home. Come home. You'll be all right. Don't rely on these fools. You'll be all right. South ain't the South anymore. Southern hospitality is dead. People walk around with their heads down. Nobody's talking. Nobody's asking hey, how you doing? How's your day? Gone. But I'm gonna bring it back. Straight up. It all starts here. Home is where you make it. My children could run rampant in this backyard and do like how we used to do. When I used to visit the South, we used to go outside and play for days and stop and go behind our neighbor's house and turn the faucet on and drink the water out of there. And then we used to go in the woods and we get hungry and shit. And it used to be berries, wild berries growing everywhere. We pick the berries and eat them shits and shit. My children could do this shit now. They could, when these papayas are ripe, they could just pluck it off the tree and eat it right then and there. Listen to this, man. This is beautiful. No cars. No beeping on the horns. No boom, 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 boom. Niggas playing their fucking bullshit ass music. Just peace. Birds chirping. Peace. I thank my ancestors, man. I thank Mother Earth. I thank Baba's son. And that's real shit. We can't bring back the South in places like North Carolina and South Carolina. Virginia. Virginia's gone. Virginia's part of DMV. Psst, straight up. Georgia, Florida. And you have to go somewhere else and make it happen. Because overall, it's about family. I thank my ancestors. And I'm so thankful that I'm here. And this video is to help motivate you, inspire you to live off the land. Come back home. Come back home. Other than that, my name is Langston, 2092. Out.